All right, man. We back with another episode of the group message. Got some of these eloquently spoken guys. Others of us rough around the edges, as usual. Kick this thing off with a couple smoking topics tonight, man. I hope everybody got their seatbelts on, you buckled in, and you ready for the ride, because it's going to get hot and intense in this thing tonight. But you know how we do it, how we kick it off. And courtesy of my dog TM, 1, 2, 3,
052.
7, 8, 9.
Y'all
You
know
know
the
the
rest.
But
Hold on. First of all, the host has to be seen. Man, we need to get some light or something like that, man.
I gotta get.
This man, host Sway,
Yeah, you can
has
see
a
though. Everybody can
professional
see.
light. He has a professional light.
I'm saying, like we need to see the host.
Everybody can see me. We're gonna get to that level. We're gonna get to it.
Okay.
Nevertheless, what we got right now on our plate. All right, straight up, we're gonna get to it. Everybody so far has seen the Joe Biden interview with Charlamange. Now, I haven't really been on the internet heavy today, so I don't know the reaction of the masses. But I have talked about this topic for since 10 o'clock this morning, me and Banks have been talking about this topic. And I want to know what y'all think about it. What was y'all first reaction? Unadulterated opinions? How do y'all feel about Joe Biden and the State of the Union after this Charlamagne interview? Don't all speak at once now.
Me personally, I listened to it and I turned it off at about, it was 18 minutes it was 6 minutes left in the video. I turned it off because I felt like he was just talking. And I thought it was supposed to be a conversation. I thought that he was supposed to be informing us on his stance on stuff, and it'd be kind of one of those back and forth because of Charlamagne, how he attacks Biden, and it was just kind of like a clear the air type of thing. But then I felt like Biden used this as another stance and another time to, okay, this the audience I don't get Monday through Friday, so let me get that audience tonight. Like, so for me, like, I just want it to be genuine. Like we up here just talking. Like, if you having an interview with somebody, like, just talk.
So you feel like he put on a black facade?
Oh, most definitely. Because he was trying to get to the crowd that he don't get to. So he had to talk the talk. It's like, okay, I live in the suburban area, so when I walk through the hood, so make sure I get home clean, I'm gonna act like them when I'm walking through the hood. No, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to be like that.
So my question to you,
come on, man.
Yeah, like come on, Biden. You wouldn't talk like that if you was in the house with your wife.
My question to you, Willie, in lieu of that, does this make you want to vote for Biden more or less? And I know politics is always a sketchy topic, but
not to me.
It's one of our things we talk about often, and we don't have that barrier in our friendships. Yeah. We don't mind sharing this topic, so if it offends some of the viewers, so be it. But does it make you, or do you feel more compelled to cast your ballot in favor of Biden in this upcoming primary election and presidential election, should he be the candidate?
I think that for me, it's a tough pill to swallow. But I don't want a repeat of Donald Trump. I don't. So it's like we always say, we use the example, I'm voting for the less of two evils. But at the same time, I feel like Biden will do more for me than Trump will. And as we've had conversations in the past and just recently, I think that in order for me to continue to want change, I have to do something. Because if I do nothing, then who am I to ask for change?
But do you believe so that's another part of the conversation. When we talk about what us as a community, what we want from our political leaders, and you talk about in comparisons to the change we expect, what do you feel Biden will change?
I couldn't tell you.
Because I posed this to, and I can't wait till you join, man. That's gonna make our ratings jump 1,000. Because I posed this often in the banks. I say Biden could very well be worse than Trump, and I have some folks that I really truly honor their opinion, and they'll argue me tooth and nail. Oh, they ain't nothing worse than Trump. Can't nobody ever be worse than Trump. He could very well be worse than. We thought couldn't nothing be worse than Bush.
They never.
And here comes Donald J. with his truth serum.
Hey, but one thing I'll say this to the Biden situation. Do you think if he was that bad, do you think that Obama would have picked him as his vice president?
I think this is just what I personally believe. I think Biden knows what to say to black people, and especially our goody-good black people. Like, in the case of Obama picking him, for one, he was already a seasoned politician. He was probably a part of the past three campaigns, not campaigns, but cabinets or whatever you want to call it. Administrations is the word I was looking for. So he dealt with the 94 Clinton era. He dealt with the Bushes. So he was always around. He was a individual that Obama could trust politically. But do I think that he meant well for us even then? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'm thinking from the lens of our actual community, not just telling us some shit, not just blowing some smoke up our asses and giving us these pie in the sky feelings and false hopes. Like, do you really bring about action items to our community? So I mean, Obama chose him, but did Obama really have much of an option when he had just beat Hillary? Like, he didn't have much of a pecking order to pick from.
Yeah, I feel like people need to get rid of that, because I had this thing going on as well. Like, people gotta get rid of that mindset that because Biden was Obama's vice president, that they the same mind. Like, they think the same, they're gonna do the same things and what have you. But people gotta get rid of that, because they're two different people. There's a president and a vice president for a reason. They're not gonna get the exact same people in the pecking order. And so we're gonna see what Biden's really about if he becomes president, because really all this stuff we getting right now is watered down. That we gonna get is vote for me, watered down stuff. And like Willie said, when I was listening to it, I was like, you could tell it's probably 15 people behind the camera that he's looking at, telling him what to say and telling him, like, hey, chill out, don't go here, don't go there with it. And it wasn't really personal. Like, we used to see in the Breakfast Club, rappers and celebrity figures go up there and they open up. With this, it's political. It's a different story. He got people for every part of his life that he can talk about, and they tell him what exactly he can say. So I had high hopes for it, but then it got shut down once I realized it just like a call to
So with what Tim said, I'm gonna turn this shit up a notch. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. When Biden starts talking about how other people were influential to the 94 crime bill, and he's trying to divert the heat from him to kind of like exposing that Bill Clinton was so gung-ho about the 3 strikes you're out. But we're talking to you, Biden, right now about how you supported the 94 crime bill. You shouldn't be addressing anybody else. You should be addressing what you did. And if you thinking a guy like that is your fit leader, I feel like we are sadly mistaken again, and that brings me to my next point. Do you guys feel compelled to vote even if you don't agree with either Biden or Trump? Like, do you feel I must vote? I still need to vote. Like, you feel like you're doing a disservice to our ancestors if you don't vote?
I don't feel like I'm doing a
I
disservice.
don't.
I feel like it's other things on my ballot besides the president. So,
Yep.
and local stuff that does directly correlate with my life and my everyday living circumstances might change if I don't go in to vote. But, you know what I'm saying, I could cast my ballot and not select the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to. I could write my name in.
That's a major and important key right there, Willie.
You know, like just because you don't, like, people be like, nah, I ain't gonna vote. Okay, so now you just missed 7 people on the ballot. You know what I'm saying? You might have bucked 7 people. And because in actuality, you can write your name in the president box if that's what you want to do, if you want to have a write-in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Because if everybody write my name, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I just think that shucks, I went in there and voted one time, and I didn't know either candidate in one of the columns, and I wrote my pop's name on that junk.
Like, let me at him. I got some guys.
But my thing is, like, I felt like that was okay because why would I vote for people that I have no knowledge of? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say just because you got your R beside your name, I'm gonna vote for you.
That's that blind allegiance that I hate. Like, you shouldn't just follow the party.
And I want to piggyback off to what TM said, because all of us know just because you was on the boat with somebody don't mean you believe in that same stuff, because we saw it firsthand where Cole was our head coach, and then Ferry got the job and the ship sank. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't the same leaders. You know what I'm saying? So Biden could get in and it changed.
Look, that's important because he's definitely riding off of that. Somebody put in a group message. He's riding off that shockwave of him being a part of that administration. And that's another thing that rubbed me wrong. It was so much that rubbed me wrong in that interview. He feels as though his background in working in the black community or choosing to work at a boys club in the black community serves as a
he made sure he made emphasis on I worked in the project.
He said he chose to. But then check this out. And Banks put some fat on my head with it, but I still feel a way. He talking about he has the Black Manifesto. I say, wait a minute. You got the Black Manifesto. That's like me, a black man, giving some white people the white man manifesto. This is what y'all need to succeed. No. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
How you got the paperwork? Why do you have who'd you get the paperwork from?
He said,
and my thing is, how long have you been working on this? How long have you been working on this manifesto? And why didn't you put it in play when Obama was in? What gets me is and it's like every 4 years around this time, black people become important. Become super important. Everybody wants to get the black vote.
Bro, it was so overt that was like the subtitle of that interview. I'm specifically catering to what the black people want to hear. This dude, this fool, this fool blurted out, nobody should go to jail for drug crimes. Like,
when he
that wasn't the most, I'm just going to say
up.
some shit that black folks want to hear shit that I've ever heard. Nobody should go to jail.
That is wrong.
Tell us how you feel, bro.
That is definitely wrong.
They locked Tony Montana and Big Meat up. They send them to rehab together. They gonna plot how to make more money together. It's like, come on.
This man literally said nobody should go to jail for drug crime.
Yeah, right.
So, like, first of all, I mean, a pet peeve has always been when you get around Caucasian people when they want to talk a certain way towards you. And I'm like, are you talking to me the same way that you talk to your boys? Like, for real, like don't come at me and say, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, dog? Like, nah, bro. Nah, you don't talk to me that way.
Player.
I don't like being catered to for the circumstance.
Yeah,
It's very condescending.
Yeah. Please don't. Now, one thing that I've noticed is just magnifying how, like, when it comes down to, like, the white race of how they feel like they need to communicate to us. Like, it's overdone of, like, hey, you're important. It's all about you, blah, blah, blah. But exactly, I guess Tim said this, but next year it won't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna say anything how we're so important and everything like that. And so I'm like no. I mean, I don't think that, like, especially with the manifesto, what he said, like, why didn't he bring it to Obama? You know what I'm saying? Like, you, like, why wouldn't you want it? Like, because y'all are a team, right? And sometimes I feel that shows me that you're a little bit selfish and you want to get the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Man, I had this and I had that. And that just brings another thing of, like, stereotypes. Like, there's not a situation where a lot of people say with stereotypes, a white man truly wants to put themselves out there and giving credit to a black man. It's like they mostly have to have all the credit, and that's a stereotype that's out there, and so sometimes it's always shown as that. I'm not saying they're all like that.
Right. Josh, how would you have received Joe Biden's message today had he been black?
Had he been black?
Does that matter? No. Because, I mean, there's a lot of people. Again, what type of black person is he? And that's what I wanted to get to by asking that question, because we have to be aware of anybody
because look,
taking the phone.
This is what people don't understand, right? Like, people don't talk about this. Like, there's white culture and there's colored culture, right? So let's just say white culture and black culture, right?
Yeah, because I ain't colored, brother. I'm black as ever.
No. I know that, but I'm talking about people of color. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hispanic, blah, blah, right? So look, what I'm saying is this. In the white culture, there are Hispanics in there, there are black people, and there are white people. You know what I'm saying? They believe in this. It doesn't matter your color. In black culture, there's some people in there that that grew up in the hood, that could be white, that could be somebody else, something like that. It depends what culture you're going by. This culture over here, like, I don't know. Like if it's a black person saying something and they're not in tune to what people of color are, that's an issue to me, because it makes me feel like they're just trying to get on and over instead of doing for other people. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of Democrats, that be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, I'm with your brother. You know what I'm saying? And, like, nah, bro. If you got to tell me you with me,
man. But you know what? To me, what you described is politics in general. Like,
yeah.
That is the essence of politics. Like, and I talk about this a lot with Banks too, is that we as a people put so much hope in the machine of politics that we kind of let it stop there. Like, it doesn't stop there. It actually goes further into our action items, whether we can control larger legislation or not. We can definitely control how they perceive us by how we carry ourselves, how we educate our community, how we how we honor our community. Because a lot of times, man, we give them the right to look at us the way they do, to treat us the way we do, because we don't treat each other the right way.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where it starts, that foundational concept of our neighborhood being our neighbors and not just the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's say the majority, because I don't want people to see this and feel like we all are like that. The majority.
No. I mean, I think you get what I mean, though. Like what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but
you're right.
Some people in the scene is be like, oh, black people don't care for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta put that out there.
You know what? You're right, bro. You're right.
Hey, y'all think he gonna share that manifesto if he lose?
Man, right.
He don't have it. You ain't got the answer, Sway. You ain't got the answer.
Take that to
You ain't got. My thing is, like, how can you sit there? Why would you tell it? That's the first lie that he told Americans. Like, that's the first lie. How can you sit up there and say that you have the manifesto for black people, and why are you waiting to provide it to us?
Because look, a person
you have to hold a seat of power before you give something good to the public.
So what he's saying in terms of is everybody, the black community is demanding from every candidate. We don't want none of this no more smoke and mirrors. What are you going to do for us? And in his terms, he has called it a black community manifesto.
I think is, if he was smart, he would have been doing this a long time ago, and then he would run for president, and we'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, he down. Like he really doing something in the community. He really doing that.
See, that's not politics, Sway. That is what you're supposed to be as a genuine human being.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also gotta see this as a chess move, man. You gotta look at the timing and the platform he did it on. We in quarantine right now. He can't go to no debate. He can't go to no rallies around the world. None of that stuff. Like, he literally did this because there's nothing better to do.
Man, Biden is how old?
He's 77. 77.
He's 77?
77.
77. And you know what? He contributes his years to having experience with black people. He's that white guy, and this is what my biggest takeaway from the interview was. He came off in a tone of the white guy that's like, yo, I know black people. My friends are black. My best friend in grade school was black.
I got 6 black friends.
Exactly, bro. That's what he came off. And that doesn't.
You raise where you count your black friends.
Look, all my kindergarten friends in kindergarten were black.
Yeah, and it feels like in the whole demeanor and the tone of it kind of had that feel like if you watch those movies like Star Wars or like where like aliens and stuff, they reaching out to the alien village like, hey, we want peace. You know what I mean? We can make this work. And it's not like y'all are American citizens as well. We already respect y'all. He literally said, he went and just picked the low-hanging fruit and like, oh, I'm going to give the black people what they want. I'm going to tell them that we're going to make sure they don't die from coronavirus and that they don't go to jail for nothing. Like you think that's what we want? Like,
bro, he literally.
Like, come on, man.
You know what? I'm gonna switch the conversation up a little bit. That's why it's always important to have diversity when it comes down to being on your team. Because if you had one of us on your team, they would have told you, don't do what you're about to do. And that's another reason why a lot of stuff that be coming up, like with the H&M situation and with all the other situations that be coming up, like having people on your team that can say, hey, that ain't gonna work. You need to chill.
That goes back to the communities that you were differentiating. Because trust me, they have minorities that they are required to hire.
But do they have influence? That's the question.
It's about the right people with the mindset of the people and not the mindset of what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because
I got plenty of black folks back there getting in coffee.
again, it goes to the two categories.
That's what I'm saying. That's what, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Where you come from? Like, where's your mentality coming from?
Exactly. And one thing I'm like, man, it happens all the time. And I think he would have learned from the Hillary situation. Like I saw in articles that why do Democrats be going on the Breakfast Club and be making themselves look like fools?
He apologized for something he said, supposedly.
Oh no, he did. He said it was cavalier, and then
that goes back to my earlier point that I was like, he could very well turn out worse than Trump for us. Like, I ain't talking about what he gonna look like to the world globally and internationally. I'm talking about, dude, if you're not doing something different than what Trump is doing for us and to us, you're not.
My thing about that, Greg, is like Willie was talking about how he votes for local government because it has a more direct effect on him. Me personally, when it comes to a president, like now I said it like ain't no president ever did shit for me. Like for me, I look at it like all the local stuff is gonna have a direct effect on me. The president really is supposed to be the leader and the face of the country to those foreign and domestic. So when I look at it for who I'm voting for, I'm like, who do I want to represent? When you know how they be like Russia's, like in the movies, like Russia's about to bomb us and them damn Americans. Like, who do I want representing me on that forefront as America? Like, because right now I don't have a good representative. We look like clowns right now. People don't respect us around the world. They respect the name, they don't respect us in our current state. So like with me, if it comes down to Trump and Biden, I'm gonna pick Biden not because of whatever little things they throw out, say they're gonna do this for whoever, because I know it's all bull job. I'm gonna vote for who's gonna represent the country the best way. Because to be honest, it wasn't like Obama was down there handing turkeys out to people on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they put a lot of things in his name, but it was the people at the bottom that did all that work. Like the people at local government, the people below him. He's just the face of it. So I don't take anything they say. I take everything they say with a grain of salt when it comes to the presidency. I just look for representation.
Yeah, Greg. So let me ask you a question. Who do you think has done more for Black people, Trump or Obama?
I can tell you that Obama did more for Black people in the sense of esteem. And
no.
Listen. Allow me to elaborate because you asked the question, and I need to elaborate on it. There was a study done in New York, I think, in 2012, and it was called the Obama Effect. The Obama Effect was to determine pretty much the psyche of the students that took the test. Before the test, I'm just paraphrasing. Before the test, they did post Obama's first election, him first being in office, they did the test, and the kids' scores went up tremendously. That was the effect that he had on the community, just from a moral and ambition point of view. Now, let's say if we did the Trump effect. I teach in an elementary school where I see the effect and the impact he has on them rhetorically and in their rhetoric and in the way that they view the presidency, where it kind of zaps their ambition, so to say, because they're trained at this foundational level that the president is the leader of the free world. And they don't quite have the wherewithal to distinguish between what he really controls and what he doesn't control. So that's what they're looking to for aspiration. But as far as policies is concerned, I think you can attribute each person's administrational policies to like we talked about what TM said, the local level. But the biggest thing I could remember from Obama's administration that was beneficial to us was the Obamacare. And I know that didn't just take him, so I can't just say, oh, all the praise goes to Obama on that.
Yeah, but that had his name on it, though.
Hey, hold on.
So
It's
Trump
like the
killed.
stimulus checks got Trump's name on it.
No, yeah,
well, hey.
no,
Hey,
yeah, but that's all I was asking because, like, I mean, I know we feel like, hey, for us, right? Like, bro, it's never gonna be something unless it's just like somebody else that's gonna be there for us. So
I think overall, though, people can't. I'm a guy that let me speak for me. I'm not putting my stock in, and I'm not putting my heart's hope into any political regime at all. It takes us, the individuals, to become a collective. I don't care if you vote Democrat or Republican. There's laws for the land as a human. And if we start doing things as a decent human, I think we can affect change without casting a mindless vote. Because a lot of times, yeah, you're going to vote on different categories, but we haven't done extensive research, and there's no way to hold each candidate to their word either. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see it time and time again where you get in the office, you get pushback from whatever comes. Because just because Biden comes with all these ideas don't mean all of his bills he has contingent on passing will pass. So, you know, it's a ton of reasons why we just shouldn't put our hope blindly and just leave it there. Like, you got to start making the changes in your life and affect the changes amongst you in your community. But let me ask the question right back at you, Josue. Who do you feel like did more? Trump or Obama for us?
I think Obama has done more, just as what you said, as far as with esteem and everything like that. I'm saying, like Obama made our people believe that they could do whatever. We had a black president. He was able to do this. Well, then I have a dream as well. I could be the second black president. I could be, I don't know. I could be whatever I want to be, and so I do believe that that's what Obama did. But as far as with focusing on the community, I don't feel like there was a real focus, but I feel like it was a focus altogether as a nation, which I'm okay with. But I mean, when people like, oh man, he did this, he did that. One thing that Obama was about for all people, which I agree with everything, which how I see the Democrats and how they should really be is for the people. It's not about me, it's for the people, it's for the team. And so that's something that, like, he showed family. I mean, he showed it as being a great leader of the house, a father, and just loving people, all kinds of people, no matter what. And I just feel like as a human being, he did so much. Not in particularly for one culture, but for all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely think a lot of folks feel like the people.
Mute your mic.
Say what?
Mute your mic until you're ready to talk, because we listening to you walk through the wind as if we on the trail walk.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Where are we at? Golly, man, it's 10 o'clock. Where are you at?
I'm in Oregon.
Oh, golly. Shoot, man, it's 7 o'clock and it still look like it's midday.
Yeah, straight mountains and white folks.
I totally agree with you, Josue. Shifting gears.
I was just about to say, change gears.
My dog Josue brought up.
Craig, mute the mic, bro. Okay. Okay.
My dog Josue brought up Pierce discussion. Talk about the truth, man. What was up with Paul Pierce, bro?
Man, look, okay, so
Paint the picture for me right quick.
okay,
I'm out of the loop on that one too.
okay, so they're talking about the top 5 basketball players, right? And so he gave Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. That was his top 5. And everybody said, like, what about LeBron? He was like, nah, man. Like, LeBron ain't in the top 5. Like, he in the top 10. Like, he in the top 5. And a lot of people be saying that the reason being is because they had a beef. They've always had a beef since he's been in the league. And that's just what it is. And so it sparked up a thing that I feel that like we have just as a people, just the human race, dog, of envy, man. Like a lot of people cannot go forward because of envy. Like we all know.
What if that's his real opinion, though? What if
Nah, man, look, Paul Pierce is a habitual hater. He was a hater I knew he was a hater when he talked about he was better than Dwayne Wade. I was like, oh Lord.
Oh, look, TM ain't lying, right? TM ain't lying.
I remember that.
Paul Pierce would be like, Paul Pierce wants his credit, bro. Like he really wants his credit.
What about me?
Bucket, though.
Hey, dog, the thing is this, Paul Pierce is cold, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I get a chance, go to Famous Los's.
We watched it.
Nah. I didn't watch that one. A matter of fact, I'm about to tap in right quick.
But you know what? Living through Paul Pierce's moments was better than those highlights. Some of them highlights, there was nothing but jump shots and a couple posterizers.
Unathletic stuff, boy.
Yeah. Hey. He a bucket with some unathleticism, though.
Hey, Paul Pierce was dope, bro. Like for real, he get buckets.
That was his nickname.
He's fraud, man. But I never liked him ever since. Y'all remember that game when he had to get carried off the court?
Oh yeah.
And he had to get carried off the court. I thought this man got shot during the NBA game. Carried him off the court. He come back out like the fourth quarter and just give him buckets. I was
look. Being the type of person that man is, I question if he was really hurt, bro. I think he just wanted to be like, hey, I ain't getting no attention. I'm about to hurt. I'm about to come out here, ball.
He thought they was about to lose.
All right, I got a question then. Let's stay on that same vein and give me your top 5.
My top 5?
Everybody, give your top 5 and be ready to explain because everybody's top 5 is not going to be the same.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You want to go first?
Go ahead. Take it over.
All right. This is not in the order, right? So, MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Tim Duncan, and Shaq.
Okay. MJ, LeBron, Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. That 4 and that 5 is unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's an unstoppable 4 and 5. Shit, that's an unstoppable 5. But I ain't gonna lie, you don't have no true point. You got a point forward in Brian. You got a point.
Are we talking about a 5? We talking about a 5 as in like we gonna put them on the court together? 5 as in these the guys I think are the best.
No, I just think that they're the best. Like they're the best. Like
okay,
I mean,
so we don't gotta go point guard, team guard.
Look, you could probably take out Kobe, but I love Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like I just
Kobe up there, man.
Yeah.
To be honest,
but you can switch them out if you want to switch them out. You can switch them out with Magic, bro.
Both of them in there.
But I like again, MJ. Kobe.
Okay. Well, let's do this one first, then, Josue. Do top 5 best to ever do it, then.
Explain.
That was your top 5 favorite lineup. I'm talking top 5 best to ever do it.
Okay. Do you want to go in categories? Like, yeah. Look, hold on.
Greg, why you step?
Cuz, man, I explain that later.
Okay, all right. So look, we'll go at the center category. At the center category, I'm with Shaq. The power forward is Tim Duncan. Of the three, I gotta give it to Bron. Of the two, I gotta give it to Jordan. And the one,
I'm taking a shit.
yeah, no.
Hey, we recording this, bro. This is going on YouTube. Go ahead.
Look at this boy's face, though, bro.
What happened?
Who your point guard?
My point guard.
Somebody get that one.
My point guard, I would have to say, man, bro, I gotta go with Magic, bro.
So you got Max, the best to ever do it at the point. Jordan, you said at the 2, right?
2, yeah.
You say Kobe.
Bron. No,
He said Brian. He said Brian.
Yeah, don't even put that in your head.
I know you said. I know he said Shaq for the 5.
And Duncan.
And Duncan. Oh, that was pretty much your same lineup then. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. You know I always got the controversial list with my 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know who's gonna be small enough.
Greg, it's no way in your honest, like you would say, opinion. Can you put him
No way,
at
bro.
5?
D12 gang, baby. D12.
Who?
D12 is holding down the block.
Dwight Howard.
What he said? Who?
3-time defensive MVP. 3-time leader in rebounds. Don't you ever try to dunk on him.
Dwight
Howard?
When he dunking.
I put Dirk
Hey, look.
over Dwight.
Wait. Ain't nobody interrupt you on your list.
No, hold on. I gotta say something about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is like the best thing that never got to do it, bro. Like for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he never reached his fullest potential. Like
Keep talking.
no, for real. Like when he was in Orlando, it was great, bro. After that, I don't know if Kobe.
Oh, he resurged. He resurged in Houston. In Houston, he held
I
us
think
down.
that back
Yeah, but he was always hurt though.
Here's the thing: what people don't give the White credit for is he came back from the worst injury in history. I mean, in sports, a lower back injury is the toughest thing to come back from in sports.
Now, Dwight,
I didn't want to
What
say
sport you play?
they sent him to literally nowhere and wanted him to thrive. Like the Wizards suck. So
Well, he became a journeyman. He went to Charlotte. He went to Atlanta
he
first.
showed his true colors in Washington.
Well, he went to LA first. Then he went to Atlanta. Then he went to Charlotte. Then he went to Washington.
They sent him to 2 places that he ended up showing.
But wait a minute. We ain't gonna derail.
he's the most.
Go ahead with your
athletic-
5, man. Go ahead with your 5, man.
Hey man, that boy is a freak, like species, like
Both times.
Oh, Sway, where you been at? Where have you been, bruh? I've been saying this for
Oh, you a street card.
There's no way you take D12 over Shaq.
I'm taking D12 over Shaq. I am.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
before we derail the conversation,
Throw your 5. Throw your 5.
Give your 5. Give your 5. Give your 5. Give your 5. Go.
my number
They
4,
set up with you, good.
my power forward, my favorite power forward of all time. I'm gonna have to go with Timmy D myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Timmy D. All
I
right,
mean, you
my
look
3.
like a KKG type of dude.
I would have said KG, but he don't score at a decent clip for me. You know what I'm saying? My 3 is definitely gonna be Brian because he gonna. I'm gonna show you why.
Okay.
My 3 is gonna be Brian,
All right.
and damn, I thought I was making my favorite team. Okay, this is best per position. So that two, for the sake of arguments,
Hold on. What you mean for the sake? Like what? Like
I'm gonna do Kobe just for the sake of arguments. I'm gonna take
Okay.
Kobe over Jordan.
okay.
Just to see
Who your point guard?
my point. The best point guard to ever do it. To me, in pure point guardism, Magic Johnson. He was a cheat code.
Okay.
Like he ain't got the best three. He ain't no lethal shooter. He can give you 20 a night, but he can also give you 20 assists.
I think my point guard probably gonna be the most controversial, so I'll say him last.
Who, Brian?
Hold on. First of all, I would say this.
AI.
To Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, I believe, was a more skilled player than Michael Jordan was. Just to let you know.
Athletes have evolved over time period, so
I don't know if he was more skilled than Jordan.
He had better handles. He had a better three ball.
He was better than Jordan.
That's what I say when I say they have evolved. Like, so Jordan grew up in an era where until his senior year in high, and I mean, what
the 3-point line wasn't even in
the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? So the game got spaced out. So he had to evolve his game. When Kobe grew up, it was always there.
Right, yeah, that's true.
So it's like, I mean, he had to learn those stuff. You know,
hey, I don't know if he was more athletic. You say he was more athletic?
I don't think he was more athletic. I don't.
No.
What did you say, Josue? He was more
skilled.
Okay, so like blocking,
my five is arguably they gonna compete and we're gonna win. I got Shaq.
Okay.
I got Amari Stoudemire at the 4.
No. That's your starting lineup. Who is the best 5 at each position?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's what conflicted me too.
I was about to say, if I'm naming my 5, all right. So at the 4, you gotta get like literally. Like Tim Duncan gotta have the 4. Like he got it. Right. LeBron, MJ, and see I don't like this. My point guard is Tony Parker.
But who's the best?
No one else is thinking.
Huh?
Who's the best to you though?
The best point guard to ever do it? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never seen nobody play like Russell Westbrook.
Ooh, he shook the table.
Like I ain't never. Like that man.
He said it like he talking about himself.
Hey, look. I was gonna say this. I would say D Rose too, dog, is up there.
Yeah, D Rose
ever do it,
bro. Dog, D Rose. If he, bro, no. If D Rose would not have never got hurt, bro, D Rose was the most athletic point guard ever.
You could argue the same thing about
I don't know if he was the most athletic point guard ever.
What? Have you seen? Oh my God.
D Rose is athletic, but I'm talking pound for pound. I'm thinking of AI was pretty athletic. He just wasn't as tall as D Rose.
Bro,
he wasn't as tall as D Rose. If AI was D Rose's height,
bro, D Rose is a freak of nature.
We forgetting that. We forgetting the answer.
No, the answer was. I mean, he was athletic. I mean, he played all sports. I mean, he was
freaking athletic, bro.
I mean, he got D1 offers for football and basketball.
But see, to me, I would put Westbrook over D Rose because he's more explosive.
Yeah, but has Westbrook done as much as D Rose as far as look D Rose's team? Who did D Rose have on his team when he was leading them deep into the playoffs?
Joakim Noah.
When Westbrook won the MVP, who did he have on his team?
Joakim Noah was Hall of Fame.
That's MVP. He's the most valuable player. That means everybody else on the team sucks.
But I'm saying that's the only time we can literally compare the two.
Joakim Noah might go Hall of Fame.
No, he won't.
Nah, it's not fair because
basketball Hall of Fame, you gotta have a stellar college career and a stellar in an NBA career.
Freddie Vaughn, what you doing, bro? This boy waiting for this.
Just turn your phone up, bro. Like this is going on the internet, bro.
Y'all didn't tell me that.
He been said it an hour ago when you first.
I wasn't even on here an hour ago.
It was so long ago. Like, it was so long ago. Like that's what I'm saying. Like just turn your phone up.
But I didn't even know y'all could see me. Like,
this boy was wiping his. This boy like,
Bro, he first got on and checked his boogers.
yes,
I saw that too.
Hold up, so how can y'all see me if I'm not talking?
What? You have your
It's
camera
not
on.
FaceTime, man.
this boy Craven can see.
Craven is the person that goes into work Zoom, and he be up there naked on the camera walking around.
Hey, bro.
And don't even realize that everybody in the
We
meeting
really shouldn't
looking
have said nothing, man. We should have seen how
everybody
far he went.
looking at duty.
Nah, yeah, bro. Nah, there's this video going out. Nah, man, this girl was on a meeting. Nah, man, she went to the crib, put her phone down, and went to the bathroom. Everybody seen it. Nah, on her work Zoom, dog. Everybody like, whoa.
And
Bingo.
Turn your camera off.
he's back.
But I'm saying though, how y'all can see me and I wasn't talking though?
You have a
You
camera.
said put on video.
But I'm saying the
Yeah,
only
get
person I
it,
can see
yeah.
is the person that's talking. So if I'm
Swipe
not
right.
talking-
Swipe right.
Swipe left. Or yeah, left. I think.
Left or right? Whatever.
I
Swipe your
understand
screen
the
right quick.
swipe. I
No,
understand the
swipe your screen. No.
Yes, I can see y'all when I'm swiping.
Hey, you
So
could
what are
crop
you
this
talking
out.
about? Most of us are on computers, so we can see everybody at once.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought everybody was on their phone.
Hey, look. Hey, Greg, if you want this to go viral, you gotta post him doing this.
Yeah, you're right. And
Look, seriously. Nah, if you want to go viral, no, you gotta.
What you gotta do is you gotta create this clip solely, edit this clip and say, yo, we're live. Like you cannot cause he really did not know. Like, that's how
He really.
you need it. This is where we talk. This is why we call you. That's why we say we know.
he knew what we was talking about. Like, who was we
I don't know. We talking about our five.
My thing is like, and this is why I hate it, because statistically, people always look at the fact that he ain't got no rings and they gonna not want to put him at the top. But nobody ever, Russell Westbrook, nobody ever in the history of basketball has done what this guy is doing.
Nah, I kind of liked when you put him there, but it was definitely not what I expected you to say.
This guy, how many
like
games
that,
did he have how many triple doubles did he have?
So you feel like he's the best point guard ever?
Just as many turnovers as he has.
I think, but I mean, I ain't worried about no turnovers because, like, if you want to talk about turnovers,
Yeah, you're not worried about a point guard turning the ball over. Okay.
have you ever looked at Kobe Bryant's turnover rate?
You say he got
Have you ever looked at how many turnovers Kobe Bryant has in his career?
Are you comparing Kobe to Russell Wilson?
No, I'm comparing turnovers because you talking about turnovers. All right. Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna argue that because like they don't even.
But we talk. You brought it up. You brought up turnovers.
Hey,
Yeah, because we talking about
Russell
point
Westbrook's-
guards.
in Russell Westbrook's what? Is he like 9 years in?
Yeah.
In his 9 to 10 year career, he has definitely done substantial damage, and you can never say he didn't do his part.
And look, I'll put it this way: I will put Russell Westbrook over, against
12 years, 12th year.
Hey,
Well.
I'll put Russell Westbrook against anybody.
Would you put
Russell Westbrook over his career averaged like 3 points less than LeBron James. He has the same amount of rebounds. He averaged 23, 7, and 8 over his career.
Okay, this is the question. We all know he has a bad rap of pad stuffing. I mean, stat pad. This is my question to y'all too. You got AI, Russell Westbrook, and Magic to choose out of for your point guard. You still choosing that Russell Westbrook?
I'm
taking Russell.
The thing why I put Russell in there, right? Literally, if you guard me with any of them point guards you talking about, he gonna kill them. Like literally, he gonna murder them. Like I didn't watch this man shoot mid range for a whole game and just kill people. Like,
Hey, look, Magic will get in that boy's head.
Oh shit.
Nah.
Magic was
Russell
what,
Westbrook
6'10", 6'9"?
in Russell Westbrook head,
Yes.
Russell Westbrook gonna put Magic in the rim if he think he gonna get in his
That
head.
boy Russell Westbrook is a shark, man.
Yeah, we didn't even get to your 5. What's your 5, man?
Well, I feel like number 1 at the 5 is gonna be Shaq.
All right.
Number 4, you can't give like I said, you can't give nobody else but Tim. 3 is gonna be Bron. 2 is gonna be Kobe. And 1, man, it's tough because I really stole my Tony Parker, man. I was gonna pick Tony Parker because that boy right there, that boy special. He know every inch of the court, man. That boy got eyes in the back of his head.
That's your 2?
That's his 1.
That's my 1.
Like,
Oh,
you got
I'm thinking he said
like the finals.
Kobe.
What year
I'm
was
thinking he
that?
said Tony Allen.
What year was that when they what year was that when they
03.
You on right now, man? Oh, he did.
07, 2014.
what year? So 2014 was when he killed Miami them, like literally by himself for like 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, who we talking about? Tony Parker?
Tony Parker. It got so bad that they had to put the at the time the greatest basketball player in the world on him.
And that
LeBron is still the best in the world right now.
It's
Nope, he is. This season he is. When KD was healthy, he was. Yeah, exactly. But listen, this season and that his last year in Cleveland were his best 2 seasons, in my opinion, ever.
Yeah.
His last season in Cleveland, he played literally every game.
Yeah.
And made it to the finals, to a 4-game finals against a 3-time world champion Golden State.
The Avengers, goddamn.
Like, you don't just do it. And he would have made it to at least 6 games had J.R. Smith just went in the right direction.
Had to make that end for the game.
Yo, LeBron.
Let me ask you this. So,
you know how long it took me to become a LeBron.
I think KD was better than LeBron at one point.
Greg, mute him. Greg, just mute him. You can mute him.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about it, actually.
Now he gonna have to ask for permission to not be unmuted. He thought.
Who got to ask for permission for what?
Hey, TM had a great question. Go ahead, TM.
So I was asking, like, so y'all think at one point KD was better than LeBron?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I think that last championship they won, not the last one, the first championship KD won, when he was scrapping LeBron, he was better than him.
But you gotta think about it though, Greg. If you play in the Warriors right that year, they had KD, they had
hold on.
That's not the only reason why I say he was better than him. KD had a legitimate defensive year that year where he put on some performance.
I understand that, Greg, but if you play in that team and you got your best defensive player, right, who are you going to tell him to guard? If you play in the Warriors that year.
Oh, you would have had to guard KD. KD was the most lethal out of the 3.
Okay, so you just guard, let's say KD taking out the picture. Your other weak-ass defenders guarding who?
No. See, I don't want to discuss which team was better. I'm saying the reason I say KD was better than him.
I feel like KD was only relevant because of that team.
Hey, look.
I ain't gonna say that's why he was only relevant. But I get where you going, TM. Like, it does make life easier when you play with Steph Curry. And the floor is different when you.
But he was killing it with OKC.
Hey, Greg.
He was never considered the best.
Greg, I'll say this.
Trending upward.
If you put LeBron.
He won scoring titles in OKC. He was the MVP.
And look, if you put LeBron on on the year before he went to Golden State, on that squad that was up 3-1 against Golden State, LeBron and them go.
That's not what the question was, though.
No, listen. We said who's better. I think LeBron is better. Because
no, that's not what the question was. See, he asked, was KD ever better than LeBron?
No.
But my thing is, you seen that movie 300?
No, and you
I know y'all seen the movie
300.
I hold it down for my dog.
No, he's a better scorer. He's been a better scorer here and there, but
he was a better on-ball defender than LeBron in 2016?
17, 16.
Yeah, he was, bro. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch that season. He won his first chip.
But look, I think what played into that, and I think that what TM was going with it was your confidence level when you walk on the field with Superman, Batman, and the Hulk. It's so much easier to do what you got to do.
Oh, bro, we can't do that. We can't do that because
KD was going to have more championships.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Everybody, literally, who we're talking about in these GOAT categories, who was better or best, had those luxuries.
No, they didn't.
Everybody had a sidekick.
Not LeBron.
LeBron ain't no sidekick.
LeBron
had a sidekick. LeBron had sidekick.
LeBron
had teams.
No. LeBron has been in the playoffs every year because of LeBron. He literally was increasing.
Oh, no, most definitely. But LeBron won finals.
Oh, no, ain't no most definitely.
Oh,
We don't forget Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and the All-Star Kevin Love.
No.
He had them every year he went to the playoffs.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about every year that Kevin Durant went to the playoffs as well.
How many years that Kevin Durant went to the finals in those years?
TM. Okay, so then if we gonna factor all those things in, he also always played in a tougher conference.
No, hold on. See,
when was the West weaker for Kevin Durant than the East was for LeBron?
This is my thing about the tougher conference thing, right?
Nope. Just give me a yeah or nay.
I'm with it.
Why do everybody think the West is so tough?
Because look at the superstars you had and the super teams you had.
No, listen. This is my argument, right? If we have
in the East, you have to go through Raptors, bro.
No, but what I'm saying, what?
Oh, Sway!
Listen to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, right? So would you say that the West was tough the year that Golden State went 73-9?
Huh?
The year they went 73-9, was the West a tough conference?
Yes. But guess what?
Wait, hold on.
Wait. They beat everybody that year.
No, listen.
San Antonio.
They didn't play 73 West teams.
This is why I don't.
They beat everybody.
No, this is why I don't say it's tough. Majority, you play twice on Eastern side, but you play 4 times on the West. All them teams you play on 4 times.
No, you play everybody twice. You play your division that many times.
Yeah, whatever. Regardless, you play more Western games than you do Eastern, right?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, with that being said, if it was so tough, the chart of records would have been closer. Like teams would have all been in a close quarter.
They were.
Look at it. Hold on.
No.
I had this argument already.
Pull it up.
And everybody else was right here.
No, they weren't.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
They won 73 games.
Golden State was right here. Everybody else was in it.
What was that, 2016?
I don't know. I don't think so. Nah, I think it was the year after their first championship. I don't know.
Look at it right now.
It was 2017.
This season that just got ended.
No.
Ended abruptly.
It was 16.
The 3 best players in the NBA was in the West.
Bro, the Spurs won over 50-something games and lost in the first round to somebody.
Bruh, all I know is the whole time KD was in the West, he's never played outside the West. He's on the Nets now, but never played there. He was going against a tougher conference than LeBron was. LeBron had his formidable foes in the East. He had his Dwight Howard to face when he was with Cleveland. After that,
it was almost a 20-game span between 1 and 3. The Spurs were the only people close. They were 6 games behind. But the Thunder, they won 55 games. That was almost 20 games.
But that's the top 3 teams in the league.
But listen, hold on. This is what I'm saying.
They're all in the West.
Hold on. No. Listen.
Hold on. Name the top 6. Willie, name the top 6.
And you want to hear how many games they won?
Yeah.
All right. Warriors had 73.
Okay.
Spurs had 67.
Okay.
The Thunder had 55.
Okay.
Clippers had 53.
Ooh, I forgot about the Clippers.
The Blazers had 44. And the Mavericks had 42. Now, watch this. Now, that's not close. That's a huge span of from 73 to playing with 42. Like, that's almost 30 games, right? In the East, it had to be more competition because the team.
That is a fallacy.
No, but listen, when you play,
more sorry people playing more sorry people.
When you this is what
They can't figure out how to win.
Anybody can be beat at any given night based off of how the
more
record
parity.
in the East. Because in the East, 57 wins for the Cavs, 56 for the Raptors, 48 for the Heat. The Hawks had 48. The Celtics had 48. And
what you're trying to expose is the disparity. That just means that everybody in the East.
Yeah, that means it's nobody even close this good like us.
No. That means that everybody in the East
more
are
parity.
the same. That's all that means.
What I'm saying is that means it's a close. That means the games are good. That means it's any given night, bro.
Just because they're good games don't mean they're good teams.
Exactly. So you telling me if everybody in the MEAC had an 8-8, a 9-7, and a 10-6 record,
we had a 4-way tie. We had a 4-way tie one year.
Does that make us better than the Big South? Does that make our conference better than the Big South?
The ACC.
That means the team that won the Big South, if they were 10-1 and nobody else won 5 games, the rest of them dudes suck.
So why we never beat them?
What you mean?
Why we got whooped by Robert Moore?
We may not have played.
I don't even go into why we never beat them.
No, the analogy works. It's the same principle.
All I'm saying is,
you just got an optimistic
in the MEAC, why would you say that anybody could beat anybody any given Saturday?
Because that's the likelihood of the sport.
All right, okay. Now, who runs the SEC? Is it even close to even a discussion?
Yeah, you got LSU and you got Bama.
Georgia and Alabama.
Before this year, nobody talks about LSU.
False.
What?
Nobody talked about Georgia or Auburn.
What are you talking about? Auburn just won.
The year before this, Auburn won like 7 games, 6 or 7 games. Auburn stuck,
but they always in contention.
It's the toughest
Auburn stuck for.
Why do you think everybody picks on the SEC in the NFL?
All I'm saying is it's a clear indication when somebody.
No, that's a fallacy.
I don't think that it's close because if one has 73 wins and 3 has 20 wins less.
But you also got to factor in, Willie, this was a team that revolutionized basketball. This wasn't your average Joe Western.
Hold on.
Y'all talk about them so highly. They got dragged in 7 games. They was up 3-1.
Really? Listen.
Hold on.
Okay, so what did they do y'all the year before?
They won.
Okay, so you got to brag about them to say.
What I'm saying is everybody want to talk about the 73-9 season, but they got dragged.
You brought the 73 up. We just was saying that the West was tougher.
And no, I said it wasn't tougher because of the simple fact that, for one, my dog over there is slapping the West right now. Everybody talk about how weak of a conference he played in the East. And then he come over here, and then he dragging the West. And then before that –
But look at the East. The East is still doing the East's business.
No. The Milwaukee Bucks has a large spread between 1 and 2.
Because they sorry over there.
No, it's because the Bucks are really
Who was number 2?
The Bucks are really good.
Look, well, it's so bad that the Heat was considered playoff contenders this season that ended abruptly. And who on the Heat?
He played good basketball. They also have Jimmy Butler on their team. He's the MVP player.
Okay, so now what you're doing is making the same points we was making for the West.
No, y'all was saying that the East. I mean, the East is just super weak. I'm saying that.
No. Listen to what you just said. You just said the Bucks are far ahead of the East because the Bucks are just very good. It's not that the East is weak. It's just the Bucks are very good. That's what we were saying about the West. The
So
West
y'all said that the West was super strong.
and you said if we going based on the disparity between overall wins, the West couldn't have been strong because these guys had a 20 win differential.
20-game lead on number 3.
So now it's the Bucks doing it in the East.
Now that the Bucks have a good lead.
It ain't 20 games in the East though. Watch this.
They ain't even playing full season.
Look, you gotta go back to the computer.
They ain't even playing full season.
Either way,
I know they didn't.
Either way, I'm standing on this now, man.
They 7
KD has never been better than LeBron.
KD was better
KD has
than
never
him.
been better.
He won his first championship, I'm telling you.
When is KD ever did the assist numbers and rebound numbers that LeBron did?
Yo, pull up a stat comparisons between KD and LeBron that year KD won his first championship. Now, y'all going to attribute it to him being on a better team, but we just going first to first.
That don't count to me.
Okay.
If you playing chess,
that was 2015, right?
I don't remember the exact year. I think it was 2016, bro.
Nah, 16.
Man, we getting old.
It was 17 because 16.
Yeah, it was 17 then. Yeah, he only played 2 years there.
Yeah, he just went to catch a ride to the fair, and then he did.
He did it twice.
Yeah, man. That. The thing is, though, when they did that, man, it's like you got to test with all the answers, man. So of course you're gonna pass. Like I don't respect that. I'm not saying I don't respect them building a super team. I'm saying I don't think KD was better than LeBron that year just because he won.
Nah, I think in 2017, it wasn't clear cut LeBron. It was a good argument between, honestly, because Kevin Durant put on a good display of basketball. But again, you cannot say, you know what I'm saying, and I kind of agree with that. It's kind of hard when.
See, I told you, y'all gonna bring up his team.
It's hard, but when it's not like it's an individual sport though. You have individual stats.
Okay, but here's my thing. We are asking an individual question.
Okay, let's just look at. Okay, so if we look at their stats, right? If LeBron's stats were better, then what?
Then I would say that the stats prove that he was better than KD that year, and I'm wrong.
All right. In 2017, y'all remember the 3 numbers because I'm gonna have to look up.
LeBron has always been better, bro.
It was 27. Hold on. 27, 8, and 9 in 2017. That was
who?
LeBron. That was LeBron.
27, 8, and 9.
Yeah, KD ain't did that. KD ain't never averaged nothing over 7 rebounds.
27, 8, and 9 for LeBron. Come on.
And this was 2017, 18. KD had 26, 6, and 5.
Okay, so LeBron had the better numbers. Okay, the stats.
And in the finals, even though they lost, LeBron averaged 39 in the finals.
They were also getting blown out. So.
Yeah, he was trying.
Oh, now they also get blown. Now we're talking about the team. You talking about the team, man.
I'm just saying,
look, LeBron is the best player ever to play basketball. Kobe number 2, Michael Jordan number 3.
Ooh. Josue, what you got to say
on that?
Josue, he just came and full on slaughtered your whole childhood. He said LeBron, then Kobe, then Jordan. He did the reverse order.
He said LeBron is the best ever?
He said LeBron, Kobe, then Jordan.
Oh, wow.
Ever.
Look, I'm going to say this. The only LeBron is not – no, I'm going to say this.
This is always a heated conversation.
If you put LeBron in the Jordan era, what do you think would happen?
He plays good
He
basketball.
dominant.
He plays good basketball.
dominate.
He'll still be.
That's an understatement, Willie. He's a superstar. I would say
No. I just
He's
use
the best.
it. He'll
No.
still.
I think that boy would get punked by the Pistons, bro.
wait.
Now we talking about character.
Let's fairy tale throw LeBron on a random team. Let's throw him on the 91-92 Mavericks. And how does he fare out?
I don't know who's on the 91-92 Mavericks.
Bro, just put him on the Bulls, dog. Just put LeBron on the Bulls.
No, because that's giving him too much leeway, and that's like super expected.
Put him on a team. Put him on the Utah Jazz. No. Put him on the 97-98 Utah Jazz. Jordan don't win that championship
At all.
Like Jordan don't win. If LeBron is on any of those teams that he had played, I don't think Jordan wins six finals.
My thing is, look, I'm gonna be clear about this though.
You're on mute. You're
I
on
don't think y'all understand.
No, Cravon, we can't hear him. He's on mute.
I'm not gonna lie. There wouldn't be a Kobe or LeBron without a Jordan.
Players in an anachronistic manner.
What?
Look,
People love transposing players when you move players from one place to another in an anachronistic manner, meaning taking them out of their time and putting them in another.
Yes, we love
It's like putting
imagination.
characters in the body.
The greatest nation is imagination. Listen at this. 91-92 Mavericks were 22-60, and they were number 5 in the Midwestern Division. Listen to their roster. And tell me if you
That's
identify.
always been the toughest conference.
Yo, no. During that
No,
time, the East
bro.
was tough. Wait.
It was the 2000s when the Western team. 2000 Western team.
Rolando Blackman,
Start playing.
Brad Davis, Terry Davis, James Donaldson, Tom Garrick,
So
Derek.
James Donaldson is good friends with my uncle.
Yo, if you put
Yeah, them all sound like neighborly
LeBron on that
names.
team, you put LeBron on that team, he'll have a Charles Barkley career.
Negative. I got him smoking the Bulls still. I don't hear none of that.
bro,
Look.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the team with guys like Brian Howard,
Who's
Pat
stepping up
LeVert,
the ball on the
Brian
Bulls?
Howard.
Who's stepping up the ball on the Bulls?
bro, look.
Who guarding
He
LeBron?
played this league 1 year.
Everybody look. Y'all cannot disrespect Kobe and Jordan like that. Don't you ever put
I'm with you, bro.
I slide Kobe, but I ain't disrespecting Jordan.
No, look. LeBron James is not mentally like he's not mental is not even on that level.
Mentally don't make you better, or like that don't mean that you can't win. Like that don't your mentality. Mentality.
Do we have a psychologist go over this?
So you telling me every champion has to have the Kobe or Michael mentality? That's not possible. Like people don't even act like that. It's people.
No. I just say no. I just said, look, you would probably say that Tim Duncan didn't have that, but he did have that.
No, he did not.
No, yes he did.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes,
if he
he
did. I don't
did.
think so.
Man, we don't know none one of them folks.
You ain't never seen Tim Duncan do nothing, and no.
He had a different personality.
You ever
Personality and mindset are different.
Yes.
We ain't never met none of them people. We don't know.
That boy
Tim Duncan used to look like he taught science when he walked into
But look, hold on.
That man had no Kobe mind.
Hold on, look. Hey, Greg, look. I'll give you a perfect example. Look up what that boy KG said about Tim Duncan. KG would be all in this boy's head, yelling and stuff like that. And this boy Tim Duncan was like, all right, cool.
So my question to your statement, Josh, is does that mentality only hold true to basketball, or is that hold true for all champions in all sports?
All champions in all sports.
Okay, so this is where I disagree, because I don't think Cam Newton had a better mindset than Michael Vick, but Cam Newton was more successful in NFL than Michael Vick. I think Michael Vick was a better player, but Cam Newton had the more success.
If you go to the toilet bowl and don't do nothing, you never went to the restroom, man.
Bro, Cam Newton didn't have no better success than Mike did.
He did too.
No, he didn't.
I'm telling you, he had a better opening day as a rookie.
Okay. Answer this.
Whose shoes was bought the most?
Oh, look.
Come on, man.
The whole hood had them Vicks.
Hey,
if you had the Vicks, everybody thought your speed was 93.
Go to a Pop won a game in 2000 and didn't see no Vicks.
Bro, I was a D lineman wearing Vicks.
Bro, look.
Those people, you don't go to Madden 2005 and be like, let me get Cam Newton.
Everybody wearing number 7 as the quarterback.
Exactly. Look, all right. If Mike Vick don't go to jail, that boy's career would be off the charts.
He was the greatest quarterback ever in the history of the NFL.
He might win a Super Bowl.
So okay, let's use another one.
Okay.
That we could obviously compare. Now, T.O. versus give me somebody who actually won a chip. I don't want to do Randy. He doesn't.
Jerry Rice.
Nah, we can't do Jerry Rice because Jerry Rice is obviously better than T.O.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so you have Jerry Rice and T.O., right? You don't have LeBron or Kobe without Michael. Like, they're his offspring.
T.O. and Larry Fitzgerald. The argument I brought up the other day.
But see, no, we talking about mentalities setting you apart.
Larry Fitzgerald and T.O. don't have the same mentality.
But you believe Larry Fitzgerald is better. Nobody else is going to agree with you.
I do.
Oh, Sway, who do you believe is better, Larry Fitzgerald or T.O.? And Larry Fitzgerald is my favorite wide receiver. I don't think he's better than T.O.
Consistency rules.
I think there's only one person better than T.O.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's really going to say that because we're thinking about it in a big play. Everybody
want to see highlight tapes.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Larry, if you're the best receiver on the team every year, of course you're going to get the most catches. And your quarterback sucks.
Larry Fitzgerald, a Super Bowl champion.
No, he ain't never won.
Oh, they lost to the Steelers. Damn fumble.
Hey, if you stay around long enough, you're going to catch the cold too. That boy just stayed around with the best receiver on the team forever. They always got it.
You're not finna carry that man like that.
No, T.O.
Who are better than him? Who when he ever had?
That ain't his fault. That's not his fault.
TM. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than he has drop passes in career.
Like, this man don't drop the football.
Man, that don't got nothing to do with me. He's not better than T.O. T.O. You also got to realize.
Why is T.O. better? Why is T.O. better?
And look. I will say this too. I don't see. Look. I don't see.
T.O. was low athletic.
I see Fitzgerald as just athletic. I don't see him as mentally.
No, Fitzgerald mentally tough. He stayed cool as a cucumber. In football, that is tough to do.
Look at T.O. T.O. got the size. T.O. got the size of an NBA player. He runs like a goddamn horse. He's strong as I don't know what. Yeah, he dropped the ball a few times, but his route run is better than Larry Fitzgerald. Go back and watch the film. Like, T.O. was literally the perfect receiver you could ever wish for in your life.
John Taylor had T.O. tail tip.
That he got blackballed. That's why he can never get up there to the top of the mountain, man. He got blackballed by Don McNabb, bald-headed whole ass.
Mr. Campbell Soup in the early 2000s, if you would.
Wait, man, we gotta.
I told Don McNabb I see him.
Bro, all you receive.
Hey, I told y'all about that. I told y'all I met Vic.
Receivers think the same way, bro. Y'all be hurt by y'all quarterbacks.
Man, I give quarterbacks a lot of benefit of the doubt. They got a lot going on. You know what I mean? But man, I don't like Donovan McNabb. He's trash.
What you mean? Donovan McNabb was a top 5 of his time.
Well, his time passed. I don't like him. I mean, statistics can argue otherwise. I'm being biased. Don't get me wrong.
All right, listen. Let's get
back to LeBron and KD. Sorry, stuff, man.
Wait. Before we go back to KD and LeBron, why would you not put LeBron over Jordan, Josue?
LeBron over Jordan?
Why can't you see yourself doing that?
He ain't got nothing but rings. That's it. That's all.
Nothing but rings?
That's the only argument that they can have.
Ain't nobody did it like Jordan, man.
Bro.
You ain't even watched
You crazy.
Bro, look,
you can't even hoop, crazy.
I had Jordan.
You ain't even seen The Last Dance yet.
All right, look.
I don't have to.
Now look.
You ain't watched Jordan in the 90s?
Yes, I did.
Jordan is just another type of like.
Oh, he did not.
Like he on another level. LeBron James, no, he's like, bro. I'm gonna
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Nah, look, like for real. I'm serious.
Oh man.
I've seen so much. Like I seen like people get in LeBron's head. I see this boy like physically like and mentally just give up. That's not Jordan.
Okay,
that's
but
my problem. That's my problem, though. Every time they had this discussion, is had, they're like, the mentality.
Right.
When have we ever been able to measure mentality?
No.
Like, there's no psychiatrist in that thing. Now, we look at Michael Jordan, and we look at LeBron, and Michael Jordan's is better. Like, come on, man.
Why do people pass over the fact that Jordan used to get dragged in the playoffs, though?
Wait. That's a good point B, Willie. But Josue made a pivotal point about Tim Duncan not being boisterous, and yet Kevin Garnett gave it up to Tim Duncan. Now, Tim Duncan wasn't that guy that gave it off like he had this dog mentality.
Yeah.
But he would stay locked in. LeBron does that. When Lance Stevenson blows in his ear, and he still goes on to – that's showing you.
People mistake. LeBron has a conscience, though.
When Delonte West goes on to bang your mom and you still stay locked in?
Come on, man.
Delonte West player of the century.
No, he ain't. Delonte West on drugs getting locked up.
Man, look, let me tell you something.
That ain't player.
People say – the only reason people say it's mentality stuff is because a few times LeBron passed up the final shot. You got to think about how much maturity you got to have to say someone who's better than me. Let them take the shot.
You the mess up.
Come on,
that's what real men do.
Hold on.
He just messed up his own argument, Billy. He just messed up his own argument. LeBron be shying away from the free throw line. He's scared to take the last shot. He don't want the responsibility of being the man. No. Yes, sir. Jordan was that his whole career. LeBron just turned into that later.
Hold on, because I have physical evidence.
Go ahead.
Because you throw.
I know. If LeBron plays Jordan in their prime at one-on-one, Jordan.
Now that's a whole different conversation. Because one-on-one basketball, we all know.
Hold on, listen to this, Josue.
Ain't no
athletic
one-on-one.
Black wanted to have James inbound the ball for Irvin to take the final shot. Irvin hadn't been in the game, and Black wanted him to sub in. Black's reasoning was sound. James was the team's best passer, and the Cavs had just struggled massively to get the ball inbounds against the Bulls' defense moments before. Several times during the season, Black made James the inbounder on crucial plays, and it worked. James heard the play and stopped Black as he was drawing it up. He said he would be taking the final shot. He drew up a simple play where he'd fake the going to the rim and then pop out and take the jumper. It was a high percentage play. It was not unusual for a superstar to overrule the coach in such a moment. James then takes the shot and wins the game. So don't talk about
the whole context.
He has – hold on. First of all, if you want to talk about game winners, LeBron James has a lot of game-winning shots.
What was the context of that read? Was it game? Was it –
my thing is, if
you said what was what?
What was the context of that? Was it like Game 7? Was it the middle of the season? At the beginning?
This was a playoff.
Don't matter.
This was a playoff game. This was a playoff game against the Bulls, and
But look at the mindset, though. Like,
and everybody said he got the mindset, and it's game on the line, and he says, "No, coach, we ain't doing that. I got it."
Wait a minute. Wait. You two offensive guys both need the ball in your hand to feel good. It's
that's an assumption.
against Norfolk. Against Norfolk State. Junior year, senior day. We needed a score to stay in the game. You telling me you're gonna let Hall call up a play without you interjecting and saying, "Give me the rock, I can score"?
I'm not that type of person.
Look at it this way, Greg. Look at how cerebral you got to be.
I'm not in the huddle like that.
If you going into if you in the war zone, right, and you are, but look, for throwing bombs, right? You throw bombs at people and blow them up. You got another dude who's a professional sniper, but guess what? He ran out of bullets, and you got a sniper.
I need you in here, Banks. I need you.
You gonna sit up there and be a sniper, or you gonna let the sniper take the shot and throw your bomb?
Banks,
I
want to let you know this is being recorded, so don't make a fool of yourself. Go ahead and let your hair down.
Hey, Banks.
Who we told not to make a fool of themselves?
Banks. Cravon was taking a dump.
Oh, Banks in this one?
Literally gave Cravon that discussion.
Brother Rogers.
Hey,
we'll go down, boy.
Banks. This boy Cravon was taking a dump, wiping himself all on camera, bro.
Oh, no.
No.
He was trying to help us with a viral moment, I guess.
God.
Hey, Banks.
It's called a lack of
Banks. They said LeBron. Josh says LeBron don't have the dog mentality.
Don't.
That's good. They're gonna etch that on LeBron's headstone. Didn't have dog mentality.
You're the best ever in the world.
Dog. He's not a dog.
But you didn't count that against Tim Duncan.
Huh?
You didn't count that against Tim Duncan. You said his personality.
No. This is dog. Hear what people say. That boy was a dog. You just didn't see it.
Come on, can I ask you this question? So, in 07.
This boy got have stats.
Here we go with the numbers.
I'm just no, time out. In 07,
On March 23rd.
In 07, LeBron beat the Nets. He beat the Wizards with Hibachi on the team, also known as Gilbert Arenas, and Antoine Jameson and them boys. And then he beat the former champions Detroit Pistons to then get to playing the dynasty, one of the dynasties of the era.
The
Spurs. And
so with that being said, how does he have no dog in him? Because there's no player in NBA history.
Some people just talented than others, man.
Wait, no, Josue. Neither Kobe nor Jordan had an easy way out of their conferences when they won.
But the point I'm trying to make is there's been no player in NBA history, and you could look this up, who didn't have another All-Star beside them and made it to the finals within their first 4 years.
False.
Nah.
Name them.
I'm about to make sure that I'm correct on this. Charles Barkley.
In their first 4 years, made it to the finals.
That's what I want to say, because you put an exact date with the first 4 years. I know Charles Barkley made it to the finals without a second superstar.
Man, Charles Barkley up there with Paul Pierce. Man.
No.
Job.
I think that was Barkley's 9th year in the league when he made it to the finals.
That could have been. That's why I want to fact check.
Barkley, Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley.
None of them were superstars, though.
I know.
They were all-stars.
But that's not what I'm asking. I'm saying your first 4 years in the league, you make it to the finals with no other help.
His next best player was Anderson Varejao.
He was also in the East, bro. He was in the East.
Time out. So are we saying
Jordan was on this replica team of the Warriors?
Wait, so are we saying that Are we saying that those mid 2000s Pistons were trash?
No, they won a
Heck
chip.
no, them boys are cold-blooded.
Okay,
They had
no,
a dynasty.
so are we saying that those mid
Hold on.
mid 2000s
When he beat
Nets
the
were trash?
Pistons, their stuff was over with, bro.
What? They
Yes,
were up two. Wait, come
Yeah,
on.
because he ended it. Yeah.
Right.
No, he didn't.
What you
According
mean?
to LeBron, it's
Who was
over
on the
with.
team in 2007? Who was on the team?
Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, because they had
My thing is, y'all got to realize
Ray
Jordan
Allen
had the
was
best
still on
team
that
in the
team.
league
Rip
every
Hamilton
year.
was still on that team. All of them was still on the team.
Thank you, Thomas.
No, they weren't.
I think Rasheed
Jordan had the best team.
Rasheed was
As long as Scotty was on that team, they were the best
You had
team in the
Chauncey
league.
Billups. You had Tayshaun Prince. You had Antonio McDyess. You had
But see, but
Rip Hamilton, Bill Wallace.
listen to this. We're not comparing LeBron to every other NBA player. We're comparing him to only two other guys. That's Kobe and Jordan. We ain't comparing him to goddamn on not even the likes of Will Chamberlain.
Hey, and then if we go in there, Kobe had more dog in him than Jordan. Kobe had more dog in him than Jordan.
Let's be fair. We're comparing LeBron to the top 10 guys of all time. That's what we're doing.
No. This conversation was
strictly. My bad. So this conversation is strictly Jordan and Kobe.
TM started by saying he would put Jordan. I mean, he put James, then Kobe, then Jordan. So Sway said he would never put James at the top because he.
So you saying he would put so TM? You're saying LeBron is first, Jordan second.
No, he said
no.
Kobe
Jordan's
second.
third. Jordan's third and Kobe second.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And Josue responded by saying,
Look at this though. The main response was he doesn't have the dog mentality. But if you look at Kobe had more of a dog mentality than Michael Jordan did. And say I'm wrong. And we going all dog.
Before we can say who's right or wrong, we have to understand what determines dog mentality.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I hate arguing.
Because as what my dad says.
You ain't gotta have this. Oh, I'm gonna eat you alive.
The killer assassin.
That's
the killer assassin mentality.
You ain't gotta have that to win games. You just gotta win.
What's DJ doing?
He throw. I didn't stop playing.
But in all reality though, so I watched the interview with Isaiah Thomas.
Bro, what are we talking about? Like, we just talking in circles, bro. Like,
hold on. I just
You have not presented not one topic in here.
He's got some nerve.
Everybody talking. Everybody can't talk at the same time.
Okay, so
hold on.
Everybody give him a 10-second window. You present a topic.
He's got some nerve to say we can talk about that.
You don't never have no topics. Like, you get up here and you eat the whole time.
I watched.
No, we're mad. I'm mad because you just told us that we ain't talk about shit, but you ain't presented us with nothing.
Willie, you told your stuff. You said you been.
All right. So listen. So I watched an interview with Isaiah Thomas, right? Yeah. Recently. He said in Jordan's and Isaiah's primes, because Isaiah is only 1 year older than Jordan. So he said in their primes from 80, the year after Jordan's second year, so that was like 86 to 90. They said Isaiah said that he's 30. He was 37. 37 and 16 against Jordan.
That's terrible.
37 and 16.
Yeah,
that's terrible on Jordan's part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So my point is, but we never say that. Oh, Isaiah was so much of a killer, more so than Jordan. No.
But see,
and my question is, what record? There's not one record in all of LeBron's rivalries, other than I guess you could say the Warriors, where it's that lopsided.
Listen, we're not predicating dog mentality on wins and losses, from what I can understand, because from a wins and losses standpoint, it wouldn't even be fair to compare, because Jordan missed how many years of his prime?
He
retired
missed
twice in his prime.
3 years. He missed no. He missed 3 years.
But he retired twice.
That's what I'm saying. No. He was on the
So basically, there's no metric for dog mentality. Like, there's no way to measure it. The only way people do that is by how many rings you had, and then everybody going to, well, they had
No,
Then it just
you
goes
can
to
measure
rings.
dog mentality by your
Mentality.
actions.
Wings and mentality don't tie.
Wait, you can measure dog mentality by your actions. Because if I told you to compare, let's see, give me the quarterback. Phillip Rivers to goddamn
Phillip Rivers is a dog.
Well, let me not compare Phillip Rivers. Give me a quarterback that doesn't have any heart.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, for the sake of this conversation, give me Teddy Bridgewater versus a goddamn
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, yeah, we talking about dog mentality. We talking about quarterback shit. BY.
Like I said,
Hey,
Mute him.
Go
Get
mute
him.
me.
No.
Yo, where's the Sandman at, dog?
This man throw, bro. He's so throw, bro.
Where's the Sandman at, bro?
but
This boy
you
really
can measure
like-
dog mentality. It's a certain attribute you have that won't allow you to allow your team to go out in a certain manner. But here's the thing. People just scrutinize LeBron with a very fine tooth comb, but they don't recognize that he does some astronomical things. He won't even give up on his team. Like
Nah, hold on.
not with a petty injury. And we see
No. Hold on.
Let's talk about when LeBron was with the Heat, right? When LeBron was with the Heat, let's not even count the one that they beat San Antonio when Ray Allen hit that shot, right? Let's just say San Antonio won, right?
That was a damn good series.
Hey, tell me this, right? Those 2 years that the San Antonio Spurs beat the Heat or whatever, right?
It was only 1 year they beat the Heat.
No. Hold on. Okay, what I'm saying is count if Ray Allen never hit the shot.
We cannot do that.
Okay, whatever. This boy LeBron was beat up mentally.
What?
What? Yes, he was beat up mentally when he played.
We don't know those things.
This is my thing, Josh. I understand what people say he don't have that dog mentality, but I don't want to say it to the full extent because we have seen LeBron turn it on and can't be stopped, but then we also see LeBron play in games, and as I'm reading this stuff, and that makes sense, like LeBron then went and sat down on the bench while the ball is in play. Like, that's the type of stuff he done did before during game.
But look at this, though.
So he
My
does
thing is
have some quit in him. Like, he definitely got some quit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But at the same
No. See,
he ain't never did what Kawhi Leonard did, and nobody's questioning Kawhi Leonard's dog.
Right. And Willie, anytime you even relegate any type of or see any type of ground of saying there might be a little ounce of quit in him. A person like Josh, no offense, Josh, but a person like Josh, who's a Kobe fan or who what have you, is going to eat that up and say, "Oh yeah, exactly. He had quit in him.
No, but you can't do that. You can't do that when you don't scrutinize Pippen for what he did, as revealed by the docuseries we just saw, and you don't scrutinize Kawhi Leonard for literally forcing his way out.
People don't do that, but that's my point.
And taking an entire year off.
People don't do that though. They only scrutinize LeBron. So my point is, and even with that,
that's not true, Banks.
Look, listen, these Jordan.
Wait, tell me, Josh. Are you telling me that Kobe Bryant was heavily scrutinized the same way as LeBron has been scrutinized?
But Kobe Bryant satisfied all the boxes. Kobe Bryant never.
What?
Hey,
Kobe Bryant demanded a trade.
Hey,
but did he force his way out like Kawhi Leonard?
A trade.
But then he forced his way out.
Come on. He demanded a trade. He demanded a trade in that summer.
Let me bring it down real quick.
Because they weren't doing
Out of
right.
all the stuff we talking about, every time they talk about LeBron, Kobe, and Michael, nobody says, "Oh, rebounds, assists, points." No, it'll come down like you can't beat Bron or nothing, so they bring up something like, and it's the people that hang on that got Michael Jordan pulling their heartstrings. Like that, you can't say in no percent of the game that Jordan was better than LeBron.
Kobe Bryant on April 13th, 2015, he tweeted, "People will always find a way to critique. The only way to shut critics is to win. The challenge myself and MJ accepted. Can't critique these rings."
But listen to this. When you say things like people never critique Kobe, you can critique every player for demanding.
Kobe was definitely critiqued.
Listen,
nobody's saying that he wasn't critiqued. I'm saying
welcomed it though. Kobe wanted it.
Anytime that you hold the highest seat in the building, you're gonna be critiqued. And Kobe held the highest.
But what I'm saying is this.
Kobe couldn't be critiqued on the court that much, so they critiqued him in his personal life.
No. They said he couldn't pass the ball. They said he never passed the ball. Like that was what they went ahead
And LeBron can't be critiqued in his personal life, so they attacked his mentality.
Okay, look.
Just can't even figure out if he got the dog or he got the chihuahua in him. Like, don't nobody know.
Kobe Bryant, they critiqued Kobe for not passing, right? And when he played the Phoenix Suns, they said, all I'm going to do is pass. And I'm going to prove to you why.
Kobe could pass the basketball. That was never a question. He just didn't. Like, if you look at his stats, like the man got some assists.
Well, you can look at his
he's
stats.
jumping off the ball.
Averaging damn near 40 points in the playoffs isn't having dog in you. In the finals, averaging 40 points in the finals isn't dog enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all talk about
who did that?
It's all about talent, bro.
But all I'm saying is dog mentality.
Bro, y'all are athletes, bro. Y'all are athletes. Y'all got that one athlete that was on your team that was just athletic. He didn't have no dog in him, just was athletic.
No, that's not LeBron.
Yes,
that
it is
mindset,
LeBron.
what you're trying to label him with, is not LeBron, though.
That's not LeBron. That's not LeBron.
He said that is LeBron.
That is LeBron.
That ain't LeBron. That ain't LeBron.
What about
You said that man don't have no dog in him when he literally was down 3-1 to the world's greatest team.
Okay, so let me pose this to the group.
And he dragged them.
Let me pose this to the group.
They would not have won if Draymond Green would have played.
Let me pose this, Willie. Wait.
We ain't talking about that.
Does Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant have that dog mystique?
KD don't have that dog in him.
Wait.
Hell no.
He can just shoot.
Wait, that's not true. He can defend as well. And
I'm talking about as far as like people look at the dog mentality like, oh, I'm gonna go get this bucket. No, he don't do that. He just can shoot so good.
Does Kawhi Leonard,
Greg and Josh.
Wait, let me finish. Banks, I'm gonna get to you. Does Kawhi Leonard, KD, and Ray Allen have that dog in them?
Ray Allen do.
Ray Allen and Kawhi Leonard.
No.
Kawhi, I can say he did.
Two guys that force their ways out of a situation.
After Kawhi Leonard's last 2 years, I have to say he has it because
see, that's what I'm saying. That's a double standard because Kawhi forced his way out of the Spurs. Ray Allen up and jumped on a dynasty, on what could have been a dynasty, on a big three, and didn't even communicate it with his command.
No. If you went back to back, that's a dynasty. But
no, 3 and 4 to be a dynasty.
No, you can be 3 and 4 and back to back.
3 and 4 is a dynasty. Back to back ain't no dynasty.
They call the Pistons a dynasty. So
either way it go, Ray Allen forced his way out. Kawhi forced his way out. And we still revere them with a killer.
And KD jumped ship like a boy. Almost let me curse on here.
So this is the only thing I'll say about Kawhi Leonard.
We been cursing on it, okay?
Kawhi is gonna do what his family is gonna do with his family.
Oh, God, yo,
you talking about Uncle?
Oh,
Dennis.
no,
Uncle
no. Wait, see, hold on, Josh. I gotta stop you right there, and so I can make my point. So, and I'll bring it right back to you, Josh.
All right.
This is the problem I have, right? People will escape and give excuses to anything but these players. It's like Teflon to Mike, Teflon to Kawhi, Teflon to KD, Teflon to anybody else. Listen, I've never seen a person since the age of 16 be heavily criticized by the national media and just by the general public other than one LeBron Ramon James. So my thing is, if LeBron has been making decisions for himself and his family, or his mother, I should say, since he's 16, and he's been scrutinized by every decision that he makes.
It's
Literally.
definitely LeBron's James path, all athletes, period. Them boys path, like, when you on the top of the pedestal, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie.
But my point is, you didn't hear about Michael Jordan in high school. You didn't hear about Michael Jordan until his freshman year of college. And even with that, Michael Jordan wasn't really Michael Jordan until he got to the pros. Like,
nobody sustained that superstar phenomenon from high school.
LeBron James literally has held the seat of the greatest basketball player on the world since he was 17.
16.
He has held the expectation.
Went to the finals. How many years it took him? He was an all-star, year 2?
Yes. He went to the finals in year 4. That's my point. There's never been a player who's done that.
Nobody's ever done that.
Nobody's ever done that.
He comes up. Mute Crayvon right quick. Yeah. He comes
Hey, y'all
up.
boys, I'm gonna head out, man. Y'all be safe, man.
All
All right, brother.
Be safe, brother.
All right, Tim.
Hey, bro, I'm about to go to sleep too, man. I'm tired.
Oh, Sway, I see you was stretching and yawning over there.
Yeah.
I can't hang with these young 20-year-olds no more, man.
Oh man, no. I hung with y'all last week and the week before.
Yup.
But hey, man, I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Man, we got about a good 20, 30 minutes left in us.
What you tired for, Jose?
I be getting.
What are you eating now, Crayvon?
You say what?
What? How?
How what?
Why are you still eating?
Say what?
Why are you still eating? Like, you're not full.
Why am I being attacked?
You're not. We asked you questions. What are you talking about?
Y'all act like this is new. Like, I don't understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel full though? Like, serious question.
But y'all used to eat the refat with me like every day.
But I never asked you
Still
that.
marvel at that. I still marvel at that.
You still marvel at that.
I'm asking you a question. Like, do you feel full?
No.
Oh, wow.
I know them teeth cold, though. You chewing at that thing. I know them teeth cold.
Before we hijack the conversation on the buffet, end of the day, Josue, do you despise LeBron's lack of the dog mentality or the lack of a clutch gene?
What? Oh my God.
Let him answer, because I feel like what he's pointing out, when you tell me that you still revere Kawhi Leonard as having a dog mentality and KD and Ray Allen, what they have in common to me is a clutch gene that most would identify.
What?
LeBron's probably the most stand-up athlete of all time.
Now, I don't agree, because I've seen LeBron, like I said, last year in Cleveland and this year in LA, the two best seasons I've ever witnessed from an NBA player.
So,
no, when I mean stand-up, I mean on and off the field and overall career.
He's been giving it his all. I don't think he lacks a clutch gene. I don't think he lacks a dog mentality. But is that what you feel? Is what I'm asking.
Open up the school.
God, to the NBA and to this world.
So this is my thing. When it comes down to clutch gene, it's either you have it or you don't, right? So I don't put that against LeBron, right? No.
Oh my God.
No, listen.
He said I don't put it against.
Hey, but what I do put against him
is it clutch or skill when you just do something that you work on?
Listen, but what I do put against him is being even wanted to take the last shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that he has a clutch gene because he's afraid to take the shot.
But hold on, Josue. Hold on. because we talk about this clutch gene so much. These guys are professional basketball players that work on their craft, and they shoot all these shots that they take in the game that we look at as amazing, but they literally practice these shots.
Wait. I want to make a point. LeBron is also revered as one of the highest IQ players in the history of the game.
Yes.
So with that in account, if he knows all the strengths of everyone on the court, why would he put the game in his favor and not take a shot that he knows he's not the best fit for? When he has a Ray Allen on his team, a better shooter. When he has a J.R. Smith who they hired specifically to shoot threes. You see what I'm saying?
He say they hired him to shoot threes.
Or Gerald Green. Or in any case, like he's always had a guy on his squad.
Talk about. Hey, Greg, I asked you this question. You grew up a Dwight Howard fan in his prime.
Uh-oh.
So that means you was by pseudo default, you was an Orlando Magic fan, right?
Ain't no pseudo default. This was chosen.
So you was a Dwight and Magic's fan, right? So you knowing that how the Magic were good during that era, who were you scared of most? Were you scared of the Celtics or were you scared of LeBron?
Ooh. Okay, so in 2008, I wasn't scared of nobody. But after 2008, 2009, I would have said, okay, so the year LeBron hit that shot on us,
You crazy right
I'm gonna just say that I didn't expect the Celtics to work like they did. So that was surprising. But LeBron, I hated him too much to be scared of him. So that's a tricky one for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, the
point I'm trying to make, the point I was making is, for the almost 40% of his career, especially that time period in the East, it was literally one man who was a force of nature.
But we had beaten him too, though. Like,
I get that, but y'all had an overall better squad than he did.
We had a better player.
I
want to throw this out there. LeBron James has more game-winning shots than all of them people.
He does. And I was trying to say that, Willie, but that slipped my mind. He definitely does.
He has more than Kobe.
And
Kobe Bryant has even taken more and has less.
That's what I'm saying. And he's second to Michael in the playoffs when it comes to
He didn't have to take any in the finals. He didn't have to take any in the finals either. He won or he lost.
But see, that's what games most people like Josue's respect.
Oh, you muted me.
Is the attempts.
He's upset with him.
Kobe Bryant
you too loud.
They keep telling me to mute you.
You have background noise and it's messing up what other people are talking, so we just mute you until you talk.
I didn't know you was about to say
reasonable.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was about to say that. But, hey.
Wait, mute me. You mute me.
Huh?
Yeah, Greg muted you.
You motherfucker.
They told me to mute you. I just followed that.
All I'm saying is, like, y'all talk about this mentality and all this shit. Like, his stats are better.
I think it's more so the clutch gene that people scrutinize.
But then that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand what is this clutch gene, because Kobe's 14 for 56 on game-winning shots, and LeBron is 17 for 50.
Hey,
y'all know Willie a numbers dude now. Y'all not gonna win this.
I'm gonna ask you a question. You gotta start your squad, your franchise. They both in their primes. Who you?
LeBron James.
I'm gonna take LeBron James only because this is why I say that.
I'm gonna take Kobe.
I'm gonna tell you why I say this. LeBron James has been known to put it together regardless of who he is around. Now, has Kobe been able to do that when he had Gordon Hill and what was the rest?
Bush Parker, Kwame Brown.
Like he had the equal amount of talent that LeBron had when he had Dellavedova, Timothy Mozgov.
No, he didn't.
I don't.
Hey, he was also in the West. He was also in the West.
What? Yo. Hold on.
LeBron James.
Come on.
LeBron James with those squads would not get out of the first.
Wait. Before last year with the groin injury. Before last year with the let me finish.
We had that conversation already.
Before did LeBron not lead the Lakers to the 4th seed soon to be the 3rd seed had they beaten Golden State that day, which they did. Were they not the 4th seed entering that Christmas Day game?
What are you talking about?
Last year.
Last year.
In the Western Conference.
His first year?
His first year in the Western Conference.
You want us to judge the first half of the first year?
Huh?
You want us to judge the first half of the first year?
I'm asking you to judge the first 40 games. The first 40 games.
We're not going to judge the first half of a year. Like, no, we're not going to do that.
No, because what I'm saying is,
Thanks. If you had LeBron, if the Cavaliers was in the West, there's no way that LeBron goes to the finals.
They weren't supposed to be anything.
Listen, you cannot say that for the simple fact that he put those teams in the finals.
That's what I'm saying. You can't.
No,
they weren't supposed to be.
He was in the West.
They weren't even supposed to be in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
They not beating the Clippers.
No. Don't even do that, Josue.
They beating the Clippers. They beating the Clippers.
No.
Clippers are cheese. They did too much.
Roll LeBron on a random team in the West that year and see how he fares out.
That's why. And what you can do is you put him on the Lakers last year with nobody but him, and he
That's
had
not true.
He had rookies on that team.
They
was in the top 5 before Christmas Day.
They was the 4th seed before Christmas Day.
That to me is first 40 games. Everybody's fresh. Like
what I'm saying. But
so if everybody's fresh, that makes it even more compelling.
No, but that doesn't make it realistic because the most realistic.
Oh my God.
LeBron has benefited from beating a dilapidated team. So don't you give me that.
Come on. Christmas Day. They put. Come on, hold on. Let me.
Who are the teams you talk about?
Overall, I'm saying, period. That's just how sports are. You get your wins.
Christmas Day last year, were the Warriors not fully healthy?
Yeah.
Were the Warriors not fully healthy? They did not have KD. Was KD healthy? Was Klay Thompson healthy?
No, but they were battling injuries that year overall.
Dude, they blew them out by 25.
Banks, they were battling injuries that year overall. So
they were not battling injuries that early in the season.
No, don't nobody care about no Christmas game.
Yes, Curry was. One of them had a wrist injury.
No, that's this past year. That's this current season.
No, Curry missed games.
What are you
How
at?
many games did he miss last year?
I don't know.
Yeah, I got to go. I'm about to go sleep.
Josue about to fall asleep on the meeting.
No, Josue bitter about the placement of his favorite player of all time.
The placement.
No, LeBron James. Hey, LeBron James is talented. He is one of the best overall.
Number 3 all time.
Wait, he is
behind Jordan
Oscar Robertson said that stuff.
Because Oscar Robertson said something that make it the gospel.
I know, right?
Yeah, I would say that.
What Oscar say, go.
Hey, if anything, I would have put that boy number 2. And that's it.
Nah, he 3. He behind Jordan and Kobe.
Well, man, we could go for 24 hours. We could go for 24 hours. I'm going to stop the recording. We tap back in. Man, we can do another episode tomorrow if y'all down. Grab your energy drinks. Same place, same time. This is the group message. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9.
10.
Know the rest, baby. We'll see y'all.
I'm gonna go hop in the shower.
See, well, come on. Why you got